Should drug addiction be treated as a crime or a health issue? Imagine being in constant pain, trapped in a cycle you cannot control, and instead of receiving help, you're locked up behind bars. This is the reality for millions of Americans struggling with addiction. Punishing these individuals doesn't solve the problem, it only makes things worse. I know this can be true from firsthand experience. My life had become a revolving door of addiction and incarceration. Addicts are people just like you and me, and we just need a little bit of help, and jail doesn't help. Drug addiction must be looked at as a health issue, not as an arrestable offense. These people are sick and need treatment that they are not getting from the prison systems. First, we must look at the different options for treating addiction. Second, we must advocate for rehabilitation and treatment programs instead of incarceration. And third, we need to spread awareness about treating addiction as a health issue, not a criminal one. In a 2019 article from Forensics Research and Criminology International Journal entitled Decriminalizing Drug Addiction, the Effects of the Label, it was stated that the mass incarceration epidemic related to drug offenses in the United States has caused recent introspect regarding the best techniques to employ when future deterrence is the end goal. The focus of this present work centers on the opioid crisis in America and compatible westernized countries worldwide. Emphasis has been placed on a harm reduction approach. This innovation policy is a natural extension of combating the negative impact and damaging results of labeling. When one is avoided to avoid the badge of criminal, they can conceivably concentrate on getting clean and staying that way. This includes access to legitimate jobs and ongoing positive role models. A productive, upstanding future is the ultimate game. Let us take a more in-depth look at the problem. The United States spends billions on incarcerating people for drug-related offenses, but the results are dismal. Without treatment, the cycle of addiction continues, leading to higher rates of recidivism and crime. This approach fails both the individual and society. According to an article written in 2009 by Chandler, Fletcher, and Volkow, entitled Treating Drug Abuse and Addiction in the Criminal Justice System, Improving Public Health Systems, despite increasing evidence that addiction is a treatable disease of the brain, most individuals do not receive treatment. In a paper published in 2000 called Drug Dependence, a Chronic Medical Illness by A. Thomas McClellan, PhD, David C. Lewis, MD, and Charles P. O'Brien, MD, PhD, it was stated that the effects of drug dependence on social systems has helped shape the generally held view that drug dependence is primarily a social problem, not a health problem. In turn, medical approach to prevention and treatment are lacking. We examine evidence that drug, including alcohol, dependence is a chronic medical illness. Now that we've looked at the problem at hand, here are my ideas on a solution. We must treat addiction as a health crisis, not a criminal one. Programs that combine treatment with community support have significantly reduced drug-related deaths and crime rates. By placing addicts into treatment instead of jail, we can address the underlying cause of their behavior and offer them a stronger chance to recover. This can help them become more normal members of society. Picture a world where prisons are no longer overcrowded with nonviolent offenders, where families are reunited with loved ones who have found a different way to live their lives outside of the penal system, where communities can thrive because treatment programs have replaced the never-ending cycles of addicts going to jail for committing crimes just to keep themselves high. The things that I think that we should do to take action on this is to support policies and initiatives that prioritize treatment over punishment. We can do this by voting regularly for the decriminalization of addiction. We need to advocate for more funding for rehabilitation programs in drug courts. We need to volunteer with or donate to local organizations aiding addiction recovery. And we need to begin educating others on the benefit of a health-centered approach, opposed to a criminal-centered approach, which creates no lasting change in addicts' psyche. This can be done by not labeling addicts as criminals, but as people with a mental disease. Now that we're better informed, I would like to ask the same question to you guys. Should drug addiction be treated as a crime or a health issue? We've looked at the need to address addiction as a health issue, our ability to push for rehabilitation over incarceration, and the steps we can take to make this a reality. Look, folks, I am living proof that an addict can change when given the right set of tools. By shifting our approach from punishment to healing, we can break the cycle of addiction, save lives, and create more just society. Together, we can break the cycle of addiction and create a society rooted in compassion and solutions. Thank you very much.